How are you? How are you doing? How are you coping? I know, right? It's been crazy last 12 to 13 months. And it's exactly this time last year when we had already experienced the first few cases of the COVID-19 pandemic. And gosh, who knew that we would still be battling this pandemic up to now? I can totally relate and I totally get it. The feelings, the sadness around us, the dark cloud around us, losing loved ones. I mean, almost everybody I know has lost someone and they continue to lose those they love. And it's very difficult. And sometimes it's very difficult to comprehend why. We've got so many unanswered questions. Why is this happening to us right now, God? And so I can totally understand what we are all going through. And it's very, very hard. Yet, we have to find a reason to wake up. We have to find a reason to carry on. We have to find a reason to live. And so I'm here to just really chat and share with you what's my journey been like. And because, as you know, I've been offline for a while, and these are one of my many reasons why I had to just take that time out and find myself and find my own way of coping. And maybe being offline was one of those. And for you, it could have been very different. And I'll be interested to know how it's been like for you and how you are managing. So I have a few questions for you. How are you coping and what are you doing to remain relevant? How are you managing your time? Do you think you are being effective with all the changes that have come on us? Some of us have had to start working from home. Some of us have had to re-engineer the way we work. Some of our jobs have been taken. Some of our businesses have been closed. I just want to pause and ask these questions. How are you moving on? The reason why I'm asking these questions is because while all this is happening, I believe that we all have got a role to play. And we have got to find a reason to wake up and keep carrying on. Above all, I believe that we are those of us who are being preserved and who are surviving the pandemic. There must be a bigger reason and a bigger purpose. And so the choices that we make every day are going to make a difference for the next few years, whether we choose to be part of the change or whether we choose to be passengers of the change. That's absolutely and utterly up to us. And here is the answer to what most of you guys have been coming to my inbox and writing to me by email. Fungai, where have you been and why have you been off social media? To be completely honest with you, my social media break was completely planned. When the pandemic started in 2020, I was just in the middle of completing a project which we were supposed to be launching and going live, and suddenly, boom, the pandemic happened. And all of a sudden, all the dreams and things that we had been building over many years were shattered. And so I felt lost. I felt shattered. I felt powerless. And as the pandemic was going through, as the lockdowns were happening and everything else was happening around us, working from home and everything else, I needed to find my light. I needed to find my reason to live again. I needed to find the drive to find that dream and work out how I was gonna pick myself and move forward. And in the middle of the social noise, the news, the everything else that was happening, I simply could hear noises everywhere. And I decided, guess what? I need to completely go back on the drawing board and find my light again. And so I made that conscious decision that I needed to withdraw, find myself a safe space where I could think clearly. And guess what? As all that was happening, remember, we needed to continue with our lives. Businesses needed to carry on, and everything else around us needed to carry on. And for people like myself who are CEOs, we have got all these people who look up to us. So for me, it was really trying to find that balance, and that was one of my ways that I managed to find that balance. So I had to withdraw completely and kind of close myself in so I could find and search for my light. So with all this pain, what I did was I kind of focused on the pain and decided, right, I've got this pain. I need to turn this pain into a driving force, into a driving energy. And as I was doing that, the news was starting to bring us the news about the struggles that were happening with the BAME people, that the BAME people, we were being affected by COVID the most, we were dying the most. And as all this news was coming in, it was one day when I realized that, hang on a minute, I am BAME. And so if this is happening to the group of people that I belong, how can I be part of the solutions? And as I focused on that, one day, boom, I had a light bulb moment, and I realized that actually I cannot continue to be stressed and be frustrated. I can be part of the solutions. And exactly as those thoughts and those feelings came into my heart, I realized that, oh my gosh, I was starting to feel and find my light again. So I started researching, and I learned that BAME patients had 20% less access to patient treatment. And COVID-19 would severely impact that access even more. And because type 2 diabetes and hypertension increased the risk and the exposure of BAME patients to COVID-19, that meant that 10 to 50% had increased risk of death. The pandemic exacerbated the exposure and the risk of this group of people, and these people were exposed more to the problems. And the NHS would be struggling even worse to manage and cope with the needs of this particular patient group. Finding this information was exciting to me. I immediately mobilized my team, and realizing that we had already got a platform that we had built and we had the project that we had put on hold, that meant that we had the solution already in our hands. All we needed to do was figure out how we were going to make this solution relevant. And as we were doing that and looking and researching into that, boom. And secondly, another amazing thing happened. That was Innovate UK. The government realized that they could, through Innovate UK, support projects or businesses that were focused on solving COVID-related problems. So Innovate UK announced the projects that they had and how small businesses and individuals could access those projects and make sure that they put their proposals forward. So for me, that was a light bulb moment, and straight away we were able to submit our proposal that was going to solve BAME problems to Innovate UK. And guess what? We were successful. Thirdly, I made a conscious decision that I needed to learn and understand more what was happening around us. And I needed to understand and align myself with the government, what they were doing in terms of solving and creating answers to the COVID-related problems. So I made a conscious decision. I joined the NHS lab, and the NHS lab made sure that it gave me a space of like-minded people who were coming up with solutions, and everybody was brainstorming. And still, I am a member of the NHS lab. So I would encourage you, if you are interested in what's happening around you, you can join the NHS lab and see what everybody else is doing and be part of the answers. I can encourage you to check out the Innovate UK website and check what opportunities they have currently for people who are creating solutions that are relevant to the problems that we are facing now. And so this is where I've been focusing my energy on. Over and above my everyday work, being an entrepreneur and everything else, I've had something that I totally enjoy to focus on, something that has converted my pain into solutions and into something that I feel that I'm being part of the solutions and I'm contributing to the good of the world. So what I would encourage you to do is probably to do something similar. Am I asking you to come off social media? Absolutely not. Just because I came off social media and it worked for me, I don't think it's the same approach that you must take. However, you must go back on the drawing board and think about how do you turn this current pain, this current struggle into something that rewards you and gives you joy, so that you find your own reason to live, you find your own reason to wake up again, and you feel that you are being part of the solutions. I 100% believe that we are being saved during such a time like this so that we can be part of the solutions. I don't think that God has a plan just for us to be here and just be going day by day. So long I wake up, so long I do this. I really think that there is more to this life. And how do we find that more to this life is about going inwards, finding your purpose, your reason to live, and have that as your driving force towards your dreams. So I would love to know what you are currently doing during this pandemic. How are you currently coping, and how are you currently turning this negative energy into positive energy? How are you using your time? Do you think that you are being effective? Do you think that you are being part of the solutions? Do you feel that you are a victim? And what is it that you must be doing right now so that you can continue to thrive and to survive even during this difficult time? Oh, and as a matter of fact, have you ever taken a social media break? And if you did, I would love to know how you did it. So until next time, I'm going to continue working in the background, but I am totally connected with you through everything that's going on. And let's continue to be the solutions that we desire. Till next time, bye-bye.